In this video, I'm going to do a review of two table tennis bats. I happen to have the Karakal KTT 500 table tennis bat and the Dunlop Revolution 5000. Now, these are not the same price. The Dunlop is more expensive, so in terms of value for money, well, at least in terms of what you're getting, it seems like the Karakal is giving you more. For that, it does come with its own little carry case, while the Dunlop just comes in a blister pack. So if you would like to have a protective cover for your bat, you'll need to buy one if you have the Dunlop, if you do go for the Dunlop. All right, so let me just tell you a little bit about these two bats, and thereafter I will compare them side by side. Right, in terms of the Karakal, this is supposed to be a tournament standard bat, and they're calling it an offensive bat for spin and speed. They say it's lightweight, it's got a hardwood core, and it's a flared handle type, as you can see there. The blade thickness, they say 6mm, while the rubber is supposed to be 2mm. And the sponge, well, the color is orange. It did have a little sticker here, a nice little pattern sticker, but obviously these bats are very well used now. Obviously, in order to do a product review, you have to use the products. Okay, so that's the Karakal. And then in terms of the Dunlop, also for mostly for spin, they're saying it's coming with a 5-ply. So if you look here, we should be able to see 5-ply wood, and it comes with a D30 sponge. All right, so let's compare these bats side by side. First things first, let's look at the shape. Now, if you put these bats head to head, you will see that the Karakal is slightly smaller, although it is thicker. So in terms of the bottom part here, the Karakal is slightly more tapered than the Dunlop. The Dunlop is ever so slightly wider. And then also on the sides here, it is just a touch, a few millimeters wider. Okay, in terms of the weight, this is where the Karakal is a bit heavier. You'll see that it's there 182.7 grams, while the Dunlop is noticeably lighter at 167 grams. In terms of the thickness, the total thickness, you'll see that the Dunlop is at 12.3 or thereabout, while the Karakal quite a bit thicker, 13.6. And then in terms of the plywood here, we can see this is at 7 mils or 6.6, while the Dunlop here, you're going to see that it is 6 on the nose or 5.97, so it is thinner, and that's probably why it also weighs less. Then in terms of the sponge and the rubber, you can see the total thickness is 3.44 for the Karakal, and for the Dunlop, it is thinner. You can see it's thinner. It's noticeably thinner if you look at the sponge. There we go. And the Dunlop is at 2.3 mils. Okay, so in terms of the playing and the enjoyment, well, they're both quite similar. However, in terms of durability, well, that's the deciding factor for me. Unfortunately, the Karakal has not been able to last as well as the Dunlop, although these bats have been played almost identical, because these are two players who play each other. And you'll find that the Karakal, and if you look at how easy it is to just peel this off, they have not used a good enough glue here. While if you look at the Dunlop, obviously when you play, you do catch the table at times. You can see how, even if I try and tear it, I can see how it is really trying to resist me. Like, there, you see, I'm pulling it, I'll probably end up tearing rather than peeling. While this, you can see now what's happening here on this Karakal there as well, and they're literally going to tear off this whole sponge. Well, maybe you could repair it. Here is some contact adhesive, and if you do have this bat, you might need to just give it some glue and just repair it, let it stay overnight. And just a note, if you are going to be gluing your bats, don't use just any glue, because some glue does eat the foam. Certain glues have a chemical reaction and you'll end up destroying the foam. So this is called contact adhesive. It's a carpet glue and it's made for this surface, so it won't destroy the foam. And obviously you don't need to put as much as I have, but just for the video I'm doing this quickly. And then what you might need to do is just put some tape just so that it holds in place. And now you could load it with something. You could put something on this so that it stays flat and flush. It's here at the bottom, as you can see. So this whole bat was coming apart, and I have to give it to the Dunlop because it is lasting better, even though the Karakal is a bit cheaper, but I think the construction of the Dunlop is more suitable for long-term play. And then just one last thing, they both do have this insert. You can see that there's just a feature there with the plastic little insert in the wood, and the Dunlop has it on both sides. I suppose they're probably advertising that for some sort of vibration control. Looks like a little honeycomb, usually which you'll find in shoes and things like that, for shock, to absorb shock. Okay, so here this thing is now needing to be compressed while it dries, and overall I give it to the Dunlop, even though it's a bit more expensive. Hope this was informative, and thanks for watching. Cheers.